not sure.
I'm sure I'm ready. Well, everyone on Twitter ready.
That's it. The McElderry Massive have been going crazy this week about this, so I hope you're all ready for it. Get in touch with us anyway if you are listening to us, studio@salfordcityradio.org, or tweet us at Chris and Daney. Find us on Facebook as well, at Chris and Daney. We're also on there. Going to go ahead with it now. It is Joe McElderry.
This is 94.4 FM, Salford City Radio. Your city, your station.
Before we do that, I'm just going to say, we asked Joe McElderry about his Twitter McElderry Massive, didn't we? About how many followers he's got, and we asked him what he thought about it.
This is 94.4 FM, Salford City Radio. Your city, your station.
Yeah, they're very, very loyal, which is good. You know, it's what you need. So if they don't turn up the shows and buy the albums and buy the music and support them, then obviously I can't do it. So I'm very lucky.
We've had them tweet us a couple of questions that they want to ask you. One of the first ones is, on your tour at the moment, you keep singing a song called Hollywood. Are you going to be releasing this as a single?
Possibly. You know, with the new show, I'm going to put some new material. But yeah, we're talking about whether they're going to release it or not. But I wanted to check if people like it first. But everybody seems to like it, so then maybe I will.
Kind of test the waters a little bit first.
Exactly.
Is there anything you dislike about being on the road?
Not really. I mean, you end up just going into kind of a bubble where you just kind of get into a routine. It's just finding the routine, I think, when you first start. And obviously waking up in a different place every day, sometimes your head's all over the place.
You've done a lot of shows, so obviously you've had a lot of time to get into the routine of doing it, I suppose.
Yeah, just kind of body clock works back to front, but once you get used to that, it's alright.
Have you been touring since 2011, since we spoke to you last?
No, I mean, not like permanently, but I mean, I did one last year, which lasted about 6 months, I think it nearly was, in the end. And then obviously this one is 7, which I've done 5 shows already and we've got like 70 left, so it's pretty full on. But you know, I enjoy performing, so it's kind of my favourite part of what I do.
Exactly, and if you've got fans that are going to come out and see you, why wouldn't you do what you love?
Exactly.
Makes sense. Are you still learning the drums, and if so, will they be able to hear you in action on tour?
Well, I mean, I tried to learn them last year, but it became a bit of a disaster. So I do have a drum, like, I feel like you can learn on one of them, like, drum pads.
Yeah.
But whether or not it'll be in the show, that's another question.
I learned to play drums when I was at school, so...
Oh, you can give notes then?
Yeah, that'll be it. Notes will be on the way, definitely.
If you could duet with anyone, who would it be with?
That's difficult. I mean, Beyonce, probably.
Yeah, a lot of them said you'd say that.
Yeah.
I always say that. Who else? I would have loved to watch how Michael Jackson works. That would have been cool.
Yeah.
You know, even if it wasn't to sing with him, I would have loved to just watch and rehearse him for something, or I think it would be interesting to see somebody like him work.
Yeah, it was interesting to watch him work, actually. Did you watch the film, This Is It?
Exactly. Like, I think to be in a room and watch that all happen would be really cool.
Yeah,
so,
definitely.
So yeah, probably him. That would be fun.
What has been, then, over the past 2 years that you've been touring, memorable moments?
It's just nice going around, you know. It's nice going around the country, obviously, and meeting people that haven't been to shows before, and meeting people that have been to shows, and just kind of getting to see everyone, you know. Sometimes you get stuck in a little way, like bubble of working, and you hardly actually perform. Like, which just before 2011, that's kind of what I was doing. I was doing all sorts of things, but I hardly ever sang. Sounds weird to see. So it's been nice to be out for the past, like, 3 years, just performing, like, my shows, the material that I want to do with live band, you know, and be able to sing it with the audience.
Yeah, it gives you a chance just to enjoy yourself and just to be yourself, really. That's good.
Exactly.
So last week on our show we were talking about the Brit Awards. Did you watch them?
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm guessing you know where
you kind of know where we're going with this.
I do know exactly.
We're going to ask, if something happened to you like what happened to Madonna, what would you do? And has anything happened to you like that on tour?
Touch wood, not as bad as that. I mean, I've slipped and tripped a few times, but I mean, the only thing you can do is, unless you are seriously injured, the only thing you can do is get up. You know, and carry on. Especially if it's on a TV show that big. So, hats off to her. She pulled it off, I think.
Oh, she definitely did.
Yeah.
Definitely. Twitter was going, it was half and half, wasn't it? A lot of people were saying it was a publicity stunt. A lot of people were saying, well, don't forget back up. And I think it was good that she just got back up and just did it. She just got over it.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, I think
the tours that you've been doing, obviously the albums that you've brought out have been fairly different. So what would you say would be your favourite genre to sing? Because we know you kind of like the opera side and then you like the poppy side. Is there a side that you prefer to sing, or is it kind of just a balance?
I think both. It's like it's fun mixing both kind of elements of it in. Obviously you get one side of the show which is all about kind of just singing the big ballads, the songs, the classical stuff as well. And then the second half of the show is all about kind of like trying to create like that pop concert environment, where people can sing along and singing sections and breakdowns in the music where everybody can join in and clap sections, and it's all about the audience in the second half. So I think I'm lucky that I get to do both. So I kind of don't like to choose because I enjoy them both.
Yeah.
And I kind of stumbled across that whole genre of music. So because of obviously the show, I feel lucky now that I can kind of incorporate that into the show, because obviously it brings in a whole different side out of it.
Yeah, I'm going to say, with that kind of different genres of music, then do you get a different audience member coming in? Is the audience completely?
Yeah, I mean, you sometimes get audience members coming in and like who have come to hear the classical stuff, and then like you start singing the pop, and they're like, what's this going on here? And then vice versa, you get people who come to see the pop stuff and hear the classical. But I think the way we're incorporated into the show actually makes it really interesting, and it seems to have worked now, that people kind of get it, they get where it's going. It's a bit of a story, so it's not too bad. But I think the show that you've seen in 2011 was probably the first time I'd done it, and people were a bit like, well, I don't really know what to make of this. But everybody sees now that it's really nice how you get the kind of polar opposites of the show.
Salford City Radio.
You can tell I'm excited, can't you? You can tell by my face that I'm excited.
So, throughout this interview, we've been asking him the questions that you were tweeting us on Twitter last week. So the first question of this next bit was, what could Joe not go without?
What did you say? Can we remember? I don't know. Why don't we listen?
Salford City Radio.
I think friends and family,
Yeah.
Yeah, probably that. I think everything else is a bit materialistic, isn't it? So, yeah, as long as you've got them, you're alright on you.
On every single tour that you go on, what's the one thing you take?
Phone, laptop. I just said everything's materialistic. Phone, laptop, DVDs,
Things to keep you occupied.
It's long hours, it's long days.
Yeah.
Things to keep yourself occupied.
A few of your Twitter followers want to know, how do you keep in shape, and have you got any form of daily routine that you do?
Just keep it fit. I mean, the show keeps us fit, but I do exercise as well. I do like MetaFit sessions and training just 3 or 4 times a week. Eat healthy and do a little bit of exercise. There's no secret.
Yeah. So are you not one of those people, are you, that eat absolutely everything and still manage to stay really quite fit?
No, I really wish I was, but I'm not at all.
No.
It's very upsetting, that. I get very jealous of people like that.
Yeah, I know. So your voice has obviously developed since you first auditioned back in 2009 at the X Factor. Is there any kind of ritual that you do to keep your voice better, or to get your voice better?
Just, I've got a bit of alcohol, no alcohol, not supposed to do alcohol, and just sleep and not shouting, not screaming, just basic things that obviously you have to do to stop yourself getting a sore throat.
Yeah. Okay, so do you get a lot of sore throats, obviously, with you singing so much when you're on tour? Do you find yourself having to have silent days?
No, I don't have silent days. I try and, I'm a bit of a chatterbox, so I have to shut myself up. But I just don't drink alcohol when I'm doing shows. So if I have a few days off, I will. But
right.
Whenever I'm performing, I don't drink at all.
Talking about your X Factor audition, do you ever watch it back, and how does it feel when you do watch it back?
I haven't watched it. I haven't probably seen it since I actually did it. Sounds like strange to say, but I see pictures and I cringe at the picture.
Yeah, that's what we all do when you sing it.
It's not a good look, is it?
It worked for the time.
It did. It was a novice time, wasn't it?
If you appeared in a film, what kind of character do you think you would play?
I
know it made us kind of...
That's a hard one.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Would you be would you go for the goodie or the baddie? Would you be the villain?
I'd like to be like an action person, but I don't think I'd be very good at it. So, in me head, I'll be an action person.
An action person. You've been on X Factor. You've been on Popstar to Opera Star. Is there any other celebrity reality shows that you could see yourself going on, like Celebrity Big Brother or Get Me Out Here? Anything you would really want to do?
I think Strictly would be fun. You know, like to learn skill and dancing and stuff. And I'm a bit of a frustrated dancer. I like to think I would be able to do it, but I probably would. I'd probably be really bad at it. But I'd give it a good go. I'd go for it. So maybe Strictly, but the jungle would be fun. But I just don't know how I'd cope with rats and stuff. I could do all of the outdoor stuff and everything.
Yeah.
But just certain animals, I'd be a bit freaked out by.
Yeah, I'd get really cringy if like something ran across my head.
I've got a phobia of rats. I think I'd be alright with everything else, but just rats. And if they put us in a cage with rats, I'd be out.
So, have you got any plans of an album or anything to come out yet? I know we were talking about Hollywood earlier on. Any plans of any kind of?
Yeah, I mean, I've got actually quite a lot of material now that I haven't released. That I've been working on, obviously, in between doing everything. So, I do probably have enough songs to. Actually, I shouldn't do this now because I'm already at the end of it. But I have enough songs to put an album together now.
Right.
But yeah, after the tour, when it finishes, it's something obviously that I'll properly sit down and decide when and what it's going to sound like and everything like that. I mean, it's difficult to do it when you're out on the road because obviously it changes every year.
Yeah.
You have to go back in the studio and change things. So I'll commit to it like after the tour finishes.
Yeah. You do realise you just sent Twitter into meltdown.
I did realise that one.
Where are you this week?
So this week I am where am I this week? I'm in East Grinstead on Friday. I'm in Eastbourne on Saturday and Maidstone on Sunday, I think that's right.
Oh.
Yeah.
Should be
So I'm all over the place. Then I'm off to Ireland next week.
Oh, brilliant.
I'm going over to Ireland and then back up north again, then back down south. So it's full on, it's all over the place.
Well, next time you're up north, I think we're going to come and see you. I think you're in Stockport in July. So
yeah.
We're going to come and go and watch the show, definitely.
Last time I was there, the fire alarm went off. So hopefully that won't happen.
Hopefully that won't happen.
I had to evacuate the whole building.
Oh.
I was in the middle of a song as well.
Oh, no.
Even worse. That's your Madonna story, isn't it? That's what.
There we are. That's the worst thing.
Yeah.
And actually, I nearly got took out by a fire curtain. That's true. He came down and literally nearly broke me neck. Yeah, it did.
Oh,
It's a
brilliant.
fun story.
Brilliant. Well, thanks very much for talking to us, John.
Pleasure.
Hopefully we'll get the chance to speak to you again when you come up here to Stockport.
Yes, I hope to see you at the show.
Yes, in the audience somewhere anyway.
Brilliant.
Definitely.
Thank you very much.
Thanks very much for your time,
Alright,
guys.
bye.
Thanks for your time. See you later. Bye now.
Bye.
Bye. Hello, I'm Joe McElderry and you're listening to Chris and Danny on Salford City Radio.
Salford City Radio.